They're having sex, so what? That's not to be shared among wives. That's not for the husband to share with his wife. Oh, I did this with her over here. You know, stuff like that. Some men do that. Some men talk between the two women, the three, the four women. They do that. I would advise them not to, but it's done.
Warning, viewer discretion is advised. The content, views, and educational material you are about to experience could challenge your belief, trigger strong emotions, and frankly, piss you off. This isn't for everyone. If you're not ready to confront new ideas, or if your feelings bruise easily, this might be the time to click away. Expect to be challenged, to think, and you might even want to scream at the screen. Proceed with caution, and remember, you chose to be here. Let's get it.
Assalamu alaikum, peace. It's Fatimah, Coach Fatimah, 1/3 of Outstanding Personal Relationships, and co-author of the book, Let's Talk Polygamy Uncensored. Now, in this video, I want to talk about polygyny. They're having sex. So what? What is happening when we think about, or possibly even ruminate over, our husbands having sex with more than one wife, up to 4 if they're Muslim? What happens to us as wives? Why do we care so much? What happens is that we think about all the things that are surrounding the physical act, because many women will say, look, you cheat on me, just don't let me find out about it. They know there's a physical part happening. Not to say polygyny, which is the practice of having more than one wife, is cheating, because we don't look at it that way as wives in polygyny. What happens is we end up diminishing what we're doing with our husband and focusing on something that has nothing to do with us. Now, I'm not saying don't protect yourself from disease. If you're married to a good man, he's not going to be with anybody that has that anyway. So he's going to make sure he vets his wife or wives that are subsequent to you, maybe before, maybe after you, in the best way that he can. He might say, listen, I need some documentation. I need to know what your medical status is. He's going to take care of those things. And a woman that is a clean woman is also going to do her part. So I'm not talking about spreading diseases and flinging parts from one end to the other, sowing oats that might not be little, but wild. I'm not talking about that. So if we're going to discuss these things in polygyny, if we're going to talk about them, let's do it in a mature fashion, but we're not stupid and we're not reckless either. So if a man is being reckless, is he practicing the way that he should? No, you don't have to ask me, but I know that. So I just want to address that for those that might be new and not understand or not know the point of view that I'm specifically coming from or OPR is coming from. Now, I digress. They're having sex, so what? I looked at it this way. I said, am I supposed to be having sex with my husband? Yeah, that's my husband. Are my friends doing that with their husband? Yeah, that's their husband. Because we respect the sanctity of marriage. Now, in polygyny, the women are monogamously married to the same man. So I'm not married to my co-wife. So what she does with her husband in her monogamous marriage is their business. What I do with him is mine. That's not to be shared among wives. That's not for the husband to share with his wife. Oh, I did this with her over here. You know, stuff like that. Some men do that. Some men talk between the two women, the 3, the 4 women. They do that. I would advise them not to, but it's done. Unfortunately. Is that the best way to practice polygyny? No, it ain't. You can't expect to have that kind of communication with your wives and then have peace. But they're having sex, so what? Speaks to, okay, do they have the right to? Yeah, they do. Just like any married couple. But to put our focus in that area, and it's not our business, is not something we should entertain. Placing our focus on what we are doing within our marriage is our business. And it can be beautiful. Imagine the things you can do, the things you want to do, discussing those things with your husband, letting him know what you like, what you dislike, and he could do the same. That takes up time. But when we ruminate, when we think about, when we obsess about what he's doing with his other wife or wives, we're hurting ourselves when we do that. We are destroying our feelings. We're chipping away at our self-esteem, our self-image, our identity when we do that. Women are jealous. We're jealous people. But should we act on it? Should we become that? Should we obsess over what our husband is doing? No. Because it's harmful. So with that, if you've made it this far, make sure if you are on IG, you comment heal. If you are interested in positive change and not just intrigued by chance, so that we can connect for change, okay? Comment heal. So think of the things you can do with your husband that he likes that you do, and share the things that you like that he does. And sex outside of your marriage won't be an issue because you won't have time. You won't make time because you're too busy building a successful marriage inside of your own, okay? So I'm Coach Fatimah, again, 1/3 of Outstanding Personal Relationships. I'm gonna leave you with some GLC, but before I do, make sure you comment, like, and subscribe, and share this video because sharing is caring. And I'm gonna see you guys in the next one, but before then, make sure you're growing intentionally, loving fearlessly, and connecting on a higher level every single day. I'll see you guys in the next one. Assalamu alaikum. Peace.
I'm a polygamous man. Yeah, I said it.
And I hated it when I found out.
Well, I kind of liked it when I found out.
Was it easy? Not at all. However, if you want to practice polygamy without destroying your family,
Make sure you grab our book.
It's been called The Blueprint to Polygamy.
The link is in the description.
or comment
Uncensored.
and we'll send you the link.